remember I'm in the back seat with Alan Hawka.
So you know that was one of the cars around there, Bill?
Yes, to land this Mr. Walter Gretzky. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm thrilled standing beside you.
Wow. Take two. Just go ahead and hinge me. Go on now.
They're crafted twin 48-foot wooden schooners, the traditional kind.
I'm Stephanie Beaumont. Welcome to CNB Scene, the show that celebrates all the people, places, and things that make the 4 Atlantic provinces so very special. From Nova Scotia to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island to Newfoundland and Labrador, we take you to where the action is. And that's why we're in Halifax for the 34th Annual Atlantic Film Festival.
For 8 days in September, filmmakers and movie lovers meet up and hunker down in Halifax to celebrate all things cinema. And there's no place we'd rather be to kick off Season 3. Over the course of the next 2 shows, we'll get you in on all the festival action. From red carpet screenings...
We are fighting Newfoundlanders. We rant and roar like true Newfoundlanders.
Were you happy with it, sir?
Yeah, I was, because my mother said it was good, and so
Your mother was fantastic.
She's the star of the show. Like the lad said, it should have been called Theriault the Sun, right?
To one-on-one interviews.
I had performed the role of Jude years ago on stage, and then my son played it in the movie.
We'll chat with the stars, share some scoop, find out some favorites, and dole out some free stuff too. Over 190 films hit the big screen during this year's festival, with something for everyone.
Here we go. 5, 6, and. Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I don't know.
More important than what we are searching for is what we are avoiding.
First class, business class, economy. You.
Bring it.
Hey, Rigby. There's only one heart in this body. Have mercy on me.
Everyone starts out thinking this is forever. But then things get hard.
I can't do this anymore.
Some of you ask, why did I leave Hollywood? Well, I left because I fell in love with a charming prince.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, I proclaim this Big Bird Day in Hollywood.
Well, hi, and welcome to Sesame Street. You're just in time.
It is a monster hurricane, Sandy, now heading up to the eastern seaboard on a collision course with 2 other weather systems.
It wasn't here, it wasn't here, it wasn't here, it was everywhere. It was a gigantic storm system, and he was piloting the boat right into the middle of it.
Ça a l'air de rien de même, mais on est après repogner le beat, puis pas à peu près. Fait qu'on va se croiser les doigts pour que ça dure. Parce que la vie avec Steve, c'est comme un 25 cents, hein? C'est jamais si tu vas tomber pile, ou ben donc si tu vas tomber en pleine face.
People says you don't go to church because you're a witch or something.
I suppose that's true some days.
All I want is a fairy tale romance. All I ever get is a mess.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, God! Oh! Sorry. God, what are you doing? There must be a recipe for love, right?
If you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket. You have to make the money to buy a ticket!
I'm not in the mood for games.
Neither am I.
It was Charles Binomet's psychological drama Elephant Song, starring Xavier Dolan, Bruce Greenwood, and Catherine Keener, that held this year's gala red carpet opening spot, taking place for the first time ever at Dalhousie Art Center's Rebecca Cohen Theater. The film's director, together with producer Richard Gaudreau and writer Nicolas Bion, were there to kick off the festival, along with the AFF executive director, Wayne Carter.
Well, I'll tell you what, here we go.
Here we go. It's here, finally.
Here.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a great night. First of all, I should say, you look spectacular, Mr. Carter.
Thank you so much, as do you, Miss Beaumont.
And I'll pay you later for that. But listen, this is exciting, and I love the red carpet. It just has that kind of, I don't know, movie star quality.
Well, it's what film festivals are all about. I mean, people like to talk about red carpet and, you know, sort of the glitzy, sort of paparazzi glamour kind of feel of a red carpet. So we felt that this is really sort of what opening night for the Atlantic Film Festival really needed. So we're very excited.
It's such a great film.
It's an incredibly good film. It's what I would call the perfect opening night film festival film. It's captivating, it's dramatic, it has incredibly great performances, it's beautifully directed. It's exactly the kind of film we look for.
That's not true. I mean, maybe you think it's clever, getting me to open drawers. If you accuse any doctor of inappropriate behavior, you're gonna get a reaction. Doesn't mean I believe you.
Well, that was just foreplay. I think there's more in that envelope.
Just the tip of the movie iceberg, Mr. Carter. You have arranged, I can't believe, all the movies.
Well, you know, the programming team worked very, very hard. They watch a lot of films, they've knocked it out of the park this year in terms of the program. We have, you know, the most Atlantic films we've ever been showing in terms of features, shorts, and documentaries. And then beyond that, you know, we've got great Canadian films, and then, you know, world cinema, international cinema. There's literally something on the schedule for everyone. Films that were big buzz films at TIFF, we have showing here. That's very exciting for us.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Okay. And I mean, when we talk about it, you're bringing together people from all over the world to really make things happen here on the East Coast, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year.
It is. It absolutely is. You know, we're very fortunate in Atlantic Canada. We have an incredibly, you know, vibrant and diverse filmmaking community. So it's important, you know, to champion that content that's coming out of this community, and not only for, you know, the people in Atlantic Canada and the rest of Canada, but also to give it, you know, sort of a global face. And so if we can be a small part of that, that's a mission for us that's well accomplished.
That's our mission too. Celebrating the entertainment industry on Canada's East Coast is what CNBC is all about. Needless to say, our favorite part of this year's festival can be found in the 87 films that were made here and made by Atlantic Canadians. Heartbeat, filmed right here in Nova Scotia, once again unites the creative team of singer-songwriter and poet Tanya Davis with filmmaker and artist Andrea Dorfman. It just screened at the Toronto International Film Festival, but we've rolled out the red carpet for their Atlantic Gala premiere.
You are surrounded by a city of love, lady.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I always said this film is a love letter to Halifax, so it's really gratifying to see all the people who are interested in coming to the film.
Heartbeat is a tender and charmingly offbeat portrait of a musician's bumpy road to self-discovery set against the backdrop of Halifax's lively art scene. Stephanie Clattenburg, Stuart Leger, Kristen Langell, Glenn Matthews, and Jackie Torrance co-star in the touching film, fueled by the undeniable collaborative chemistry of Davis and Dorfman.
Well, the thing is we're also friends. So we're friends and collaborators, and we know each other's work really well. But I am truly inspired by Tanya as a musician, the words that she writes. So for me, it's just a no-brainer that it's going to work really well. And I feel like she thinks the same of me. So I think the work that we make has a little bit of magic.
Magic indeed. The PEI native Davis and Nova Scotia-based Dorfman are rolling towards 7 million views of their amazing How to Be Alone video. And judging by the 3 sold-out cinemas for tonight's gala, they've got another hit on their hands. Tanya's big screen debut is set perfectly to her signature sound. In fact, she's won this year's AFF Award for Best Atlantic Original Score.
because the music is such a very important part of this film. Did you have it in your mind as you were going, or did you need to see the final? Or
a little bit of both. We knew some songs that we had hoped to use based on the themes and the scenes that I know we needed music for, and some of it came together after when we saw it in the studio.
This is the Atlantic Film Festival, so it's home. But you just came back from TIFF. What was that like?
It was super fun, really busy, lots of people, but it wasn't as busy as this was. I mean, we had a full theater for the screenings there too, but here I like to have 3 full theaters, and I just passed 1 million people I know in the lineup, and the energy here is really palpable and really buzzing.
It is.
So,
and you can feel the love, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I feel the love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, some actresses, some actors, some directors, they don't like to watch the film, but you're going to sit there and watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it, totally. I mean, I've only seen it once on a big screen. That was in Toronto. So this is my second time seeing it, and I just, I want to see it with Halifax.
And see their reaction and feel their reaction.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for all of you.
Thank you so much.
Still ahead on CNBC Scene, we'll chat with the NL team behind this year's most awarded film of the festival. And we'll find out the favorite movies from this year's festival goers.
Denis Theriault, your favorite movie is?
Clockwork Orange.
You said that without hesitation.
Yeah, I have a tattoo of it. Yeah, there it is.
It's wonderful to see the stars of our favorite Canadian TV shows take to the big screen every now and again. Renowned Nova Scotia-born actor John Dunsworth, who plays Dave Teagues on Haven, returned to theaters as Mr. Leahy in Trailer Park Boys 3 Don't Legalize It earlier this year. And he has 2 films premiering at this year's festival. He co-stars in Jesse Harley's thriller Lure and takes up the very challenging lead role in Santa Quest as well. Another Havenite, lead actor Eric Balfour, co-stars in Adam McDonald's Backcountry, and Rookie Blues' Peter Mooney shares the screen with Republic of Doyle star Linda Boyd in Jordan Canning's We Were Wolves.
Hey.
Hi.
Been up here for long?
Oh, it gets a little longer each year.
Dad never mentioned you.
Well, maybe he had a few secrets.
Canning co-wrote the screenplay with fellow Newfoundlander Steve Cochran, who also co-stars in the film. And when we caught up with Jordan at the Lord Nelson Hotel, we just had to know what it was like to see her first feature film on the big screen.
Is it everything you imagined when you wrote it?
It's like far beyond what we imagined. Oh yeah, because we made this film without, we wrote the film, Steve and I, last August. We were shooting in October. We finished the film in May. We screened it at TIFF less than a year after we shot it. So it all happened very fast. And when we set out to make it, we wrote it in a way that we could do it with a small crew, with a small amount of money, self-produce it, self-fund it, but not having any, grandiose ideas that, this is a film that's going to get into film festivals. We were thinking, let's make a story that we really love and believe in, and let's have an amazing experience together doing it, because that's what it was. There was 11 of us on an island for 2.5 weeks.
Pretty cool.
It was amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I can't imagine a better, experience for your first feature. And the fact that people, are like the film, and are, that it's getting seen by a lot of people is just, it's just icing on an already amazing cake, because we had the best time doing it.
You can find our full interview with Jordan Canning at cnbc.com, along with her cool people profile and lots more on her movie. Hey, and if you find yourself in St. John's, Newfoundland, October 14th through the 18th, you can see We Were Wolves for yourself when it screens for Jordan's hometown crowd at the St. John's International Women's Film Festival. We gotta take a break now, but we'll be right back with lots more fun and some free stuff too from the 34th Annual Atlantic Film Festival. Welcome back to CNB Scene. In addition to all the movie watching and meeting having, there's plenty of parties to attend at the Atlantic Film Festival. We hit the opening night gala at Halifax's Kennard Centre to find out the favorite movies of this film-loving crowd.
Musical superstars, Christina Martin and Dale Murray, your favorite movie of all time is?
Go ahead.
Labyrinth.
There you go. There you go.
Dirty Dancing. I just saw somebody who looks like Patrick Swayze, and so I've got Dirty Dancing on my mind. Oh, there are so many good movies, but those are the ones that just came out.
Labyrinth. Wow.
Labyrinth.
Dale?
Yeah.
Oh. Check this out. Star Wars.
You lucked out. You lucked out.
Does that make you a geek? I actually thought Dale Murray was one of the coolest dudes on the planet until I saw his socks.
I'm sorry, I am a geek, but yeah, sorry.
I loved that movie. The original Star Wars, right? We're talking like, yeah. You're all right.
Thanks.
Everybody's going to want a pair of those now.
I know.
We also have watched, probably together, Zoolander, like more than any other movie that,
So we
together.
should probably end this. Just, can you both give us some blue steel?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have to say, it's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I love that movie. Why?
To me, it's a classic, and it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And I've watched it so many times I can recite most of the movie. And I was a huge fan of John Candy and Steve Martin. And
That's got everything in it. That's got the laughs. That's got the tears.
yeah, I think so. I think and John Hughes. I mean, of course, who can? No, exactly.
Superstar of stage and screen, Gary Levert, your favorite movie of all time is?
Oh my God, I have a few.
Lay him out there.
The Great Escape.
Nice.
There's one movie that is my favorite movie, is Escaping. I'm having a Syrian moment for a second.
That's all right.
The Big Chill.
I love The Big Chill.
And it was so great because I worked on Moby Dick, and I had a chance to spend a lot of time and work with William Hurt.
Good
And
guy?
The Big Chill is I've seen The Big Chill maybe 25 times.
Love them.
Love
and
it.
You know who the corpse was?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, and he got cut out. And
Yes.
Yes.
Good-looking fella, Kevin Costner. But that
Costner,
movie
yeah.
was great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great film. I mean, just the soundtrack alone is fantastic. Everything about the film.
The ensemble
Yeah,
cast.
it's unbelievable. It's a really good story. It's aging me a little bit, but I love it.
I love
Yeah.
it. It's contemporary.
Well, it's a coming of age thing, but a little bit older. It's a lovely film.
Yeah.
It is a really lovely film.
Kasdan, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Lisa Rose Snow, your favorite movie is?
Probably Royal Tenenbaums.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big Wes Anderson girl. I love that he writes about people that I normally wouldn't hear about, I feel, and I just love his composition, his production design. It's stellar.
Tons of detail.
So much detail. I appreciate that kind of obsessive compulsiveness.
Superstar of stage, song, songwriting, bluesman extraordinaire, Thom Swift, your favorite movie of all time is?
Anything with Spencer Tracy in it.
I love Spencer Tracy. Are you for real?
I'm for real.
Wow, and Katharine Hepburn.
Yes, absolutely. I'm kind of an old movie buff.
You're like an onion, Thom Swift.
Yeah, well, what can I say? Hopefully I smell better.
I'm going to say the original Willy Wonka. That's one of my favorites. There's so many great lines in there. One of my favorites being, we are the music makers, we are the dreamer of dreams. Not just the dreamers, but the dreamer of dreams. Whole other level of creativity.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I love.
And Candy, where do you stand on Candy?
Love it. Still love it, yeah. That whole scene where they walk in and everything's made out of candy, yeah, that's a bit of a dream. That's a dream of dreams for sure.
Nathan Wiley in the house. How you doing?
I'm well, and yourself?
I hear you're a movie buff. Is that fair?
A little bit. I don't know if I'm a buff, but I watch a lot of them.
Yeah. Your favorite movie of all time? Do you have one?
I have like a favorite 20, so I could just pick one at random.
That many?
Probably, yeah. Really? I'm kind of partial to the Goonies.
We're running the gamut here tonight. The Goonies.
Yeah, it hit me at the right age.
Were you 4 when it came out or something?
No, I was about 9 or about the same age as the kids.
Right.
And I just identified with it, and I think I've been watching it every year since.
And what other ones do you like now?
I'm a big Citizen Kane fan.
Well, that's a classic.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
I believe it might have been the AFI's #1 movie of all time.
Yeah, I think it is.
And then right after that is Goonies.
Yes. And then also, I'm a big Star Wars guy, so throw that
So
in
is
there.
Dale Murray. Did you see his socks?
I didn't, no, but I'm going
Look at
I'm
Dale
going
Murray.
to look.
Dale.
More film favorites still to come. For now, it's time to meet up with one of our favorite NL fellas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with Mark Critch on his last night as reigning Best Actor. Where's the sash and the tiara? Are you turning it in tonight? Or?
I had it melted down for silver for cash.
Mr. Critch took home the hardware for his role as Henry Tilly in Don McKellar's Grand Seduction. It's the sweet seaside tale of how one little village came together to tell a whole lot of big lies in order to convince a doctor to set up practice. Newfoundland looks some grand, and folks around the world are still falling in love with the charming picture.
It's still playing in a lot of theaters. It's on iTunes now, just opened in Ireland, and it'll be out on DVD. Myself and Brendan did the DVD commentary.
You didn't?
It's the first time I've done that, so that's kind of weird.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I bet it's a riot though.
Well, it's just me joking around, going like, we did this and we did that, and then Brendan says like, yeah, but the character was feeling very bad there, and darkness enveloped him like a shroud. Right, but it's also nice, isn't it? A great old comedy. So I would try and bring it up, but he's a serious actor.
Were you drinking during the commentary, and be honest?
I was buzzed.
I'm pretty sure he's kidding. One thing I am certain of is we'll have more from Mark in part 2 of our special. Another thing that's a lock is the incredible performance given by this year's AFF Best Actor Award winner. We've got a chat with that stellar talent still ahead, along with the 2014 winners for Best Director and Best Screenplay too.
Doesn't anybody care about the truth?
Well, back in 2012, it was Nova Scotia's Jason Buxton who took home the honors for Best Direction, Best Screenplay, and Best Picture 2 for Blackbird. Shot right here in Nova Scotia, the film stars Connor Jessup as a troubled teen who's falsely accused of planning a Columbine-style shooting. Available now on iTunes here in Canada, Blackbird will be released to DVD and video on demand in the U.S. next month. And as luck would have it, I've got a signed by Jason Buxton copy of Blackbird on DVD up for grabs. All you need to do is tell me in which East Coast province was Blackbird filmed. It's easy, because I want you to win. Once you know it, hit the website at cnbc.com, click on the TV Free Stuff button, and submit your answer. Good luck to ya, and we'll be right back.
We put an end to all this.
I'm telling you, it's a troll's lair. I got books. This stuff goes way back. Trolls love gold more than anything. You can pay them off with gold. It's their only real weakness.
That's just a glimpse of the film that swept this year's Atlantic Film Festival Awards. Cast No Shadow scored 6 honors, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Cinematography, Best Screenplay, and the awards for Outstanding Actress and Actor as well. Not bad for a first-time feature director, and we sat down with Newfoundland-born former NASCAD grad Christian Sparks to discover how it all came together.
We did it with Telefilm's micro-budget. It's a new program, and 8 films from across the country were selected, and we were luckily one of the 8. And so we had a budget of $250K, and we had 135 scenes, and kids and cliffs, and
yeah, lots of cast.
Yeah, big cast, yeah.
And tornadoes. He just throws that in there like.
Yeah, you don't see those in the trailer.
No, that's right. Well, I love what you do see is Newfoundland. And of course, on my show, we celebrate the Atlantic provinces. And man, what a beautiful backdrop.
Oh, it was gorgeous. We, my producer, Allison White, and I, we spent literally 2 or 3 months in the summer driving around the province looking for locations. And we stumbled upon Bell Island. I'd been there a couple of times, but I'd heard there were great cliffs and caves. Yes. And it's world class. It's amazing. And the fact that we get to show them on film the way we do, I'm thrilled.
Cast No Shadow tells the story of Jude Traynor, a 13-year-old boy who tries to navigate a delinquent life in a rough and rugged seaside town. Branded a thief and a liar, Jude imagines the hardships that surround him are the workings of an evil troll that lives in a secluded cave across the harbor. Award-winning writer Joel Thomas Hynes penned the screenplay.
I'd been a fan of Joel's. I'd read a bunch of his books and his poetry, and pitched them basically on his own work. I said, why don't we take these different threads from 3 different works, put them together, add a troll, add fantasy elements, get Percy, and make a movie.
Right.
And he agreed to it.
And as if fortune smiled upon us, Mr. Hynes agreed to sit and chat with us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Thomas Hynes. I feel like you're like, do you do interviews? Are you elusive? I mean, what's the deal? What's your story?
I was talking to somebody about that recently. 10 years ago, I gave so many interviews, and I just spilled my guts all over every microphone that
you were spent.
I kind of shot myself in the foot in some ways, being too open personally and all that. And then I sort of pulled back. And then when you pull back, it's not like Hollywood or anything where they come beating your door down. They just say, "Oh, he won't do an interview," but I do.
Oh, well, that's good, and I'm glad, because I want to talk to you about this film, which just the trailer alone is bananas. I'm serious. It's beautifully shot, first of all.
It looks beautiful. DOP is first-time feature, Scott McClellan, Newfoundland boy. Good, tight friends with the director. I think they had worked on another shorter project before that, and they had a real good rapport, and they each knew exactly what the other wanted. So, I mean, I always think if you got a really, really good DOP who's on your page, half your job is done as a director.
There's so many questions about this movie, but let's just start with the actual chemistry between, and the brilliant acting of your son. I mean...
Yeah, he's great. He is totally great. He's been around sets. I mean, we like to joke. His mom did her first feature called The Bread Maker while he was in utero.
Okay. So that's it.
She was pregnant with him, so he's been on camera since he was in utero. And he was in my Down to the Dirt, that feature. He played a young me. His mom is Sherry White.
Yes.
She did Cracky. He did a scene in that. And he's just been around it, and he's grown up around all of us. You know, seeing people he knows on television and in movies, and putting out books and music and all this stuff.
Right.
And it just seems like that's life to him.
Right. And it's a happy life, too. I caught up with this year's Best Actor Award winner Percy Hynes White right before his film screened to get his take on making Cast No Shadow.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the best month of my life. It was really fun.
You kind of did a whole lot of stuff. You had some action, you had some scenes where you were, on your own, you were with groups of people. Like, what's the best part for you?
Well, the best part probably wasn't the acting. It was probably like the people there, the people who I got to spend time with. It was just like they kind of all became my family.
And what's it like to work with your dad? Because the cool thing about this movie was you were playing a father and a son.
Yeah, it was like so fun. We had to do like so many scenes over and over again because we couldn't stop laughing.
This is your first starring feature role, right?
Yeah.
It's not your last, buddy.
I guess. I hope.
Percy Hynes, congratulations.
Thank you.
You can watch this show and all the other great Community One programs anytime you want. Simply click the on-demand button on your Bell Alliant Fiber Op TV remote and follow the steps on your screen. And be sure to visit cnbc.com for extended interviews with our guests, along with great festival features, including our red carpet conversations with the team behind this year's opening gala film, Elephant Song. And please tune in for part 2 of our Atlantic Film Festival special. We'll be there for the world premieres of Danny and Relative Happiness. Plus, we'll discover how to be deadly and find out what the stars are wearing this season from our friends at Foreign Affair. All that and so much more, plus free stuff too. You won't want to miss a minute. I'm Stephanie Beaumont. We'll see you next time on CNB Scene. I wanted to say, everybody was thrilled with your appearance here.
I know.
Hey, you were like, here. You weren't supposed to be here.
I know.
Are you a fly by the seat of your pants kind of guy? Is that what it is, or?
Well, it's just up at the Toronto Film Festival, and I was so burned out from that scene that I couldn't.
This is a different vibe.
I know, I maintained the best swag bag I ever got was at Atlantic Film Festival in 2008.
Okay.
But things.
What was in it?
What was in it? I'll tell you, a great big rum cake.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
2 bags of coffee, local coffee, like Just Us or something was just getting on the go.
Right.
A whole bunch of chocolate, a great big bag of stuff. I was so impressed with the swag bag, yeah.
Nice.
So we did.
So you come back for the goods.
I came back looking for my swag bag, yeah.